Hey, what is up, guys? JB and Chris here. So this episode of Chat Grappling Cheap Pops, interview with Chris Hamrick, it does go into some pretty wild and dark places, and it does explore themes that will probably be not suitable for the easily offended or the younger viewer. So please take care when watching this episode. And of course, as always, enjoy the show.
It's fucking fantastic. Don't get it twisted, but it is crazy.
It is
Be
crazy.
warned.
But like we said, this is your warning now. If you are easily offended, please, we don't aim to offend, but this is one of those episodes that I'm pretty sure will. So
That's right.
Take care, guys. Let's get to it. Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to Chat Grappling Cheap Pops with me, JB, the best Chris in all of wrestling podcast, Mr. Chris Dredd, and we are back with an ECW legend. Chris Dredd, tell me all about this fucking guy.
Well, this man, Mr. Chris Hamrick, he is a legend. He's been all over the wrestling world. He has wrestled anyone who is anybody in the wrestling business. He has made people stars. He's made them look good. And he's, the legend, the man, Chris Hamrick. Thanks for coming on.
Y'all keep calling this legend bullshit. Where?
Mate.
What about all that?
You know what's fucking funny, bro? We had you on it was 3 years ago. Can you believe it?
Oh, wow.
We go between doing reviews of shows and interviewing people and everything like that. And then for some reason, I just didn't contact you for so long. It had been so much stuff going on. And then I watched something.
Goosebag. Go ahead.
Mate, I watched something and I tell you what it was. It was I watched CM Punk do something, and I put into YouTube CM Punk and something. And because I'd watched the video before, the video of you versus CM Punk came up on my YouTube. It was when you pretended to botch the move in the corner. And
then the leg thing, yeah.
Yeah, and you fucking hurt yourself, and you were like, and he came in to help you, and then you just fucking beat him up, which was absolutely fantastic. And I thought, fuck, man, Chris Hamrick. Let me see what Chris is doing. Shot you off a message, and a man of your word, you're back on the show. And we're just very, very grateful, Chris, that you've come back on to speak to a couple of dickheads like us. So I think we spoke about that match briefly before, but was there something with CM Punk? He hurt his head, and he said that they weren't actually going to do the match or something. Was it something you weren't actually going to wrestle?
Back when Punk was on the Indies and we were doing the Indies, I mean, we had a strong crew. Any night you would see AJ Styles versus CM Punk versus Cabana or whatever. And so I did the leg thing at a lot of shows because, I mean, shit I do. And so when I went to IWA, Punk's like, hey, I'm going to do a thing about where, I hurt my head at a TNA pay-per-view or some shit. And he wanted to do the leg thing. He said, I think it'd work perfect here. I'm like, all right, cool, yeah. So we did it. And the thing about it is, if you ever watch it, like we had them. It was babyface from the beginning. And then I did the bump through the ropes, and Punk held the ropes open for me. I come back in, we shook hands. I mean, we had them. And then once I did that, and I keep them in the back of the head, them people got quiet, and they never came back. That's like scary heat. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, fucking back in the day, you probably wouldn't have got out of the building.
Well, yeah, I know.
For that sort of heat.
If anybody would have jumped me, I would have been like, it's Punk's idea. Get him. He knew damn well what was going to happen. Him not letting y'all know, that makes him a real bastard.
I mean, what do you think? Like, you must feel sort of, some sort of sense of pride when you're seeing these guys that you've helped sort of really bring up in the business. You've worked with these guys when they were on the Indies, and like your AJ Styles and your CM Punks and fucking a whole heap of other people. You must think, fucking hell, man, I must have been doing something right,
But see, that's the thing about it is now, especially today's wrestlers, they think if they sell it makes them look weak, and they just don't understand the business. But I mean, it's just you did what you had to do to make the match look good. It wasn't about you looking good. You didn't do every fucking spot that you could do. You did what you could to make the match mean something. And nobody does that anymore. Everything's me, 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 me. Let me do this. Let me do that. It's just there's no. It's not even wrestling anymore. It's like a fucking athletic competition. Whatever you do, I can do, and it's stupid as fuck. It really is. I mean, I love today's wrestling. Don't get me wrong; they're more athletic than fucking I've ever seen. I just wish there was more selling, and I wish there was babyface and heels because the shit still works.
Would you say so? Do you watch a fair bit of modern wrestling that's going on at the minute? Then do you catch sort of much WWE?
I watch the pay-per-views. That's it. I just watch pay-per-views. I don't know, man. I love the Young Bucks. Don't get me wrong. I love the fucking Young Bucks to death. And I know I can sit there and watch them on AEW, but I just don't. I don't. The big shows, I watch the big shows and the pay-per-views. That's it. I don't really care about nothing else watching it.
Would you say that that Cody Rhodes sort of is a bit more of that sort of old school sort of babyface at the minute?
Yay and nay. I mean, like so the first AEW pay-per-view they had was the best match on the show. It was fucking Cody versus Dustin, and it was because it was fucking storytelling. They wasn't out there doing flips. They wasn't out there doing fucking everything they could do. They told a fucking story. And if you wasn't crying by the end of that match, you have no heart. And it could be like that. Just everybody thinks that if they sell now, that they look weak. Like you see a guy give a guy a suplex, the guy that took the suplex is standing before the guy that fucking gave it to him. Why even give it to him if if it's not gonna affect him? You know what I'm saying?
I think maybe with the Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens feud at the moment, they've got that.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, the bloodline bullshit they got going on for what? How long's that been? 3 years? I mean, it's starting to get a little now, but I'm there for a while, man. That was the hottest thing in wrestling. Oh, can I say this, by the way? Fuck Jonny Storm. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, shit.
Okay. I appreciate the candor of what you just said, but you got to tell us why.
Oh, he's my boy. I love Jonny Storm to death.
Oh, there you go.
So I'd give him a shout out, but I'd give him one that he'd remember.
Okay, that's good. Because Johnny's got a book out at the moment as well.
It's a comic book.
It's not a comic book. It's what's the
Search
the
and
book
Find?
Called? Yeah. What's the book called, George? Do you remember?
I gotta be honest, mate.
Things to do while I take a shit.
Yes. Because basically Johnny's from round our area. He's one of the local lads from round here. So
he called it the unofficial legend.
Oh my God. Well, I'm the unofficial icon, so fuck him.
Fucking A, man.
Okay, so the very first time that I came to England for FWA, and I'm sitting there watching fucking Jonny Storm, Jody Fleisch, Doug Williams, who else was there? And I'm like, I'm not fucking competing with that. And so I came over there and I did the silliest Memphis shit you'd ever seen in your life. And fucking people loved it. And because, like, okay, so you've got 6 matches on the card, 5 of them was going to be fucking wrestling. So I gave them something different, and they loved it. And it was so much easier than working.
You know what's funny? With British wrestling, we've got that sort of love of the technical, sort of proper grappling catch stuff. But then
I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, but we also do have that sort of comedy background. I mean, from even World of Sport stuff going back, you always had those sort of like funny comedy sort of matches, as well as like a bit of a break between the sort of competitive contests. You know, we love wrestling, but no one wants to watch fucking a whole card of
Right. It's just like when Ring of Honor was like big as fuck. It was great, and you like, okay, that match was fucking great. And the only thing about it is the match after it's going to be even better. But I mean, you want to see a difference in shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like a buffet. You want different shit because you got different fans that really pop for different shit.
Yeah.
You know, and then like I said, I came over there and I did the comedy shit, and they were telling Alex to steal my fucking passport so I couldn't go back. And you know, you got guys out there busting their ass and working their hardest, and the people are like, eh. And you know, it's got to be heartbreaking and disappointing sometimes. But I've always told guys, like I do seminars and shit, and I tell them, if you want to stand out, be different. They're going to see fucking hip tosses, arm drags, body slams, drop kicks. They're going to see all that shit in 7 fucking matches. What was I saying?
Talking about being different, because you're going to see.
Yeah, you got to stand out. You got to do something that they haven't seen in fucking 5 other matches, or unless you do it better than everybody else. Still blaming Jonny Storm.
That's cool, man. We're down with that. So I think that's one thing that I'm missing in modern wrestling as well. I mean, people talk a lot of shit about when you look back and watch like the Attitude Era, or you know, year 2001, 2002 TNA, for having too much sort of like comedy segments or whatever. But I think it breaks up the wrestling, because you had those matches like you fucking in WWE. I've just been watching Royal Rumble 2000 and 2001, and you had a match like Triple H versus Kurt Angle, which was like your proper wrestling, really good match, fucking technical, fantastic. But then you had the Miss Royal Rumble, all the women in a swimsuit, and you had fucking Mae Young coming out getting her puppies out. You know, so you got, you know, you have to have that sort of fucking that break in the action, and that sort of, you know, something to cleanse the palate and something just for that other sort of audience. I think that it's really that. I mean, would you say they're trying to do it in WWE? They're trying to bring in different segments and stuff, like, because they're breaking up the wrestling, or no?
Chris, rewind this motherfucker back, and I just told you I didn't watch nothing but pay-per-views.
I mean,
I mean, like, you know, you got Ron Killings, who was fucking comedy gold, dude.
Yeah.
And you know, you throw that in, and then as long as your main event's fucking what you paid to see, then you're happy. You know who I blame for all this shit? I know you're taking Jonny Storm, but no. ECW.
Okay.
Think about it. Think about it when I tell you this. Yeah. When we were ECW, there were really no baby faces, no heels. It was more a respect. If you could work, if you couldn't, they're not going to fucking bother to watch it. And then it's more moves to do to where you couldn't do a fucking, if you did a rest hold, they would boo you out of the building. So you had to keep fucking going spot to spot to spot. So it gave you very little time to sell. So I blame them for the 2 main things that we no longer have in wrestling.
It's fucking interesting, man.
Are you blaming the fans, or are you blaming?
No, I blame the promotion, ECW, the wrestlers. Yeah. Okay. And what too, the fans, because I mean the fans got so fucking hungry that if you grabbed the rest hold, they'd boo you out of the building. So they wanted you to go from fucking balls to the wall, from time bell to bell. You know what I'm saying? And if you're paying good money, and you're paying to see that, and if I don't entertain you, then you have your right to get me the fuck out of the ring. If you don't want to watch me, if I'm not entertaining you, then, I mean, they were the most fucking hardcore fans alive. You know, everybody's talking about hardcore fans and all that. But I promise you, if you walked out of the ECW arena, if you walked through that curtain and you couldn't work, they could tell it by the time you hit the fucking ring. They were that fucking smart.
It's interesting you mentioned ECW, because I think we spoke briefly about it when you were on last time. But I've got a few bits here from some pay-per-views. And I know you said sort of sometimes you struggle to remember unless someone like pokes you a little bit. So do you remember Massacre on 34th Street?
Is that the one where I blocked the chair shot with my hands?
That was in the match. It was Easy Money versus
against Boss.
Yeah.
And then Julio against Nova.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep. I blocked the chair shot because, like, and it just came up natural. When I turned around and Boss had the chair, it was natural reaction to put my hands up.
Yeah.
Well, New Jack made me feel like a piece of shit. He's like, hey, if you can't take a fucking chair shot, don't do a chair shot, blah, 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 right? And I mean, I ain't lying. I felt so bad. I'd be like, I don't need this shit. Fuck this place. You know what I'm saying? But then I went by and I told Tommy, I said, you know, I'm telling him bye. And I said, hey, sorry about the chair shot. He said, what are you talking about? I said, I blocked it. I put my hands up. He goes, fuck, I don't blame you. Ball's a fucking idiot. I block it too. I went, all right, cool. I feel better. I'll see you next week.
It's good. But to me, though, I think it's more natural if you're going to sort of go for that realism angle. You got to think about it. If someone's going to swing a fucking chair at you, you're going to put your fucking hands up.
Dude, they could sling a fly swatter at you. Your natural reaction is protect yourself.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. No, I agree, man. I think there's nothing wrong. I don't watch wrestling and seeing wrestlers putting their hands up when a chair shot comes because it looks more natural. It's like, oh fuck, you know, it is like you say, someone could be trying to hit you.
In ECW and the Indies back in the day, if you put your hands up, you're considered pussy.
Well,
so, you know, we didn't know what we know now.
But
also on that video you just held up, that's the one where I did that super ass fucking springboard drop kick on Nova.
Yeah, baby.
He was over halfway across the ring, and I almost cleared him.
That's fucking. This is why I picked this out because I've gone through and had a look and see because unfortunately we don't have the WWE network anymore. All of this stuff was on the WWE network, but now we're back to the fucking VHSs and DVDs and shit.
Right.
There was some great matches on here.
With the DVDs, you get the original music, right?
Yeah.
With the network, you got their music, so it kind of killed the whole fucking atmosphere of ECW.
Some of the VHSs, you still get like this dubbed over music stuff. Like it's not great, but
on some of them, yeah. Talking about ECW again, Chris, mate. I think since the last time you were on the show, unfortunately, New Jack has passed away since you were on last. And I mean, so everyone's got who knew New Jack has sort of got an opinion of him or got something to say about him. But what would you say, you know, as a guy, like what would you say sort of New Jack was like, just, you know, as a guy, man?
Dude, okay, so everything, and I guess this is the reason that the dark side didn't want to talk to me because I make New Jack babyface. Okay, so everything that he did, those motherfuckers deserved. Okay, so fuck. Mass Transit went in there and lied and said that he was fucking 20 or whatever. And he goes up to New Jack and asks him, hey, can you make me look good? My dad's out there. You don't do that to veterans. He had no fucking locker room etiquette whatsoever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then fucking the thing with Gypsy Joe. If you watch that match, Jack's trying to work with him at the beginning. And then he fucking pops Jack upside the head and Jack's like, fuck you, we going. So he did what he had to do. Okay, the guy did he stabbed fucking 14 times. You got to consider, New Jack's got a fucking reputation. If you go in and you beat his ass, you go straight to the fucking top in one night. So you've got some big guy that you don't know who the fuck he is. He's got you pinned up against the ropes. You're talking to him. He's not responding. You got to get the fuck out of there. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd go 14 times per se, but still, you know what I'm saying? He did what he had to do to get the fucker off of him.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've wrestled New Jack probably 40 to 50 times. He's never stiffed me ever. He did one time. We were at a show somewhere and they didn't have any weapons. And so he come out carrying a light tube. And I went, no, Jack. He's like, Chris, this is all fine. He's like, I take care of you. No, motherfucker, you played too much. I ain't doing that. Well, anyway, he brought it in. And when he went to sling it, it cut my leg. And he called me every day that fucking week and to see if I was okay. So that's somebody that really hates the business, right? Don't respect shit. Fuck all them haters, man.
It's interesting, man, because like I say, a lot of people that chat shit about Jack probably didn't know shit about Jack, you know?
And they go by what they hear. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'll be the cool guy and say, fuck you, Jack. You didn't respect shit. Yeah, he did if he liked you. But I've been on plenty of shows where me and Jack's supposed to work each other in the main event. Some stupid idiot Mark indie guy come up and say something stupid. Jack's like, Chris, we're in a three-way now. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But I did learn my lesson from this motherfucker, right? So when I started ECW, I told him, I said, Jack, I said, those fucking crutches hitting me in them crutches. I said, that shit's got to stop. The shit hurts. I'm small. He goes, all right. He broke 3 over my back that night. I went, all right, lesson learned, bitch. You got me. But he helped me get my job in ECW, which Cash got us to try out, right? He got me and Easy to try out. Well, about 3 weeks in, we're working out, and I hear, uh-oh. And I went, uh-oh, what? And I look, New Jack's taking his earrings out. And he gets in, and he shoots off, gives me a back drop, a hip toss, an arm drag, and a drop kick. And you could hear fucking jaws hit the floor, dude. And so he called me over there. He goes, you know why I did that? I went, yeah, because you're a show-off bitch. He goes, no. He said, that's going to open people's eyes. He said, wait and see what I tell you. And sure enough, at night, I was wrestling Chili Willie. And Tommy Dreamer comes up and asks Jack, he goes, hey, since you like this guy so much, you want to beat his ass after the match? He's like, yep. And that's started the feud with me and New Jack. And then he helped me get my job in that SPW. And I mean, you know, for people to say that he didn't respect nobody or respect them, fuck them, dude. Fuck them. I love that motherfucker. And he was probably the funniest son of a bitch in wrestling, period. But I was probably the only one that could call him and go, hey, Sissy Britches, what's up? So when we first started talking, we were probably talking, I don't know, like 30 minutes. And all of a sudden he goes, Chris, I don't want to talk to you no more, click. And he hung up. I called him right back and I went, son of a bitch, you hang up a click. I went, motherfucker. So that's Jack, man.
That's one of the reasons why I wanted to ask you about New Jack. Because
so have you ever seen a shirt of him have you ever seen a picture of him wearing my shirt? He's wearing a Chris Hamrick shirt with the rebel flag.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he tells me, he calls me one day, right? And he goes, Chris, what's your address? I went, I ain't giving you my address. He goes, Chris, what's your address? I went, I ain't giving you my address. They ain't no telling what the fuck you'll send me. And so finally I gave him my address and he sent me a shirt with a rebel flag on it. And it said something. He's like, when I thought of that, I thought of you and I got it. I went, oh, fuck. I still got it somewhere.
That's crazy, man. I mean, that's why I had to ask you about New Jack, because I knew that you guys were sort of fairly close, and there was a lot of people after he passed away talking a lot of shit.
Yeah, yeah. They waited till he died, though, right?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, obviously, I didn't fucking know New Jack at all. But when you watched him on the Beyond the Mat, you seen the Beyond the Mat documentary.
Here's the thing about it. Jerome Young was cool as fuck. New Jack came New Jack when the cameras came on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He lived the gimmick, dude. And they didn't nobody fuck with him. And if he liked you, you were great. If he didn't, he'd let you know he didn't like you. Like I remember when the way we used to get weapons when we'd wrestle New Jack is we would walk through the building and pick shit out, right? So if I wasn't wrestling, I'd be like, look at that big shark motherfucker right there. Look at that. I'd pick the biggest things you could find. And then when I was wrestling, we'd walk through and I'd hand him a paper cup or a plastic bottle or something like that. I went, I'll get color off that motherfucker. You trust me.
Picking out like pillows, cushions, you know. Yeah, that'd be good.
Fuck it. Yeah, just anything that's not going to hurt. Is New Jack had a history before coming to ECW. He could fucking work. But if he would have tried to work after he made his name in ECW, they would have booed him out of the fucking building because he was known as a hardcore guy. Oh, God, I told him one time, I said, New Jack, I got an idea. We're going to make money. He said, what you got? I said, well, you know how you're New Jack, the hardcore gangster, right? He goes, yeah. I said, I'll be your partner. I wear a camouflage dress. I'll be New Jill, the hardcore transvestite. I said, we be New Jack and New Jill. He goes, I said, what do you think? He goes, Chris, if you ever say that to me again, I'll stab you right in your fucking head. I went, okay, think about it. Let me know. I think it would have made money. New Jack and New Jill. That's got money written all over it, dog.
Man, you heard it here first. New Jack and New Jill. Fuck, you know.
That's probably why Darkseid never called you.
Probably so. Probably so. Because I would have made him look like a baby face. He was a big baby face to me. You know, we never had one bad word between us. He never stiffed me. So he's wrestling me in my hometown, right? He comes up, he goes, Chris, what do you want to do? I went, I don't know. What do you want to do? He goes, oh, I'm going to put you over because this is your hometown. But he said, but I'm going to beat your fucking ass after. I went, sounds fair. So And he did. And the thing about it is, like, every time he got me a tryout or something, he'd be like, Chris, do the leg drop. I went, okay, so you tell me do the leg drop every time I do something. I said, but when I wrestle you, I never hear do the leg drop. He goes, well, I ain't going to take shit. It'll look good, but it'll look like it hurt. I ain't taking it. I went, motherfucker. Yeah, but please hit me between my legs with a fucking vacuum cleaner. I loved him. I loved that dude to death, man.
When he had that fall, when he did that crazy fucking jump off the top of that scaffolding shit, and he really, really injured himself. I think a lot of people said that he sort of was never the same after that. You know, like when he did that big fall.
Okay, watch this. I'm gonna make a big baby face out of this. He had told Grimes, go up it and make sure that everything's good. We're good to go. And Grimes lied and said that he did, and he didn't. And when he got up there, he fucking froze. And Jack's like, motherfucker, we on pay-per-view going on 3. And he went, bam, and he landed right on fucking Jack's face. And Jack went to SPW and worked with this motherfucker in regular matches until he could get the scaffold match. Yeah. So when he did a scaffold match, he called me I got to LA and he called me in his room, and he had a taser and he had like something with the fucking barbed wire shit or whatever. And he goes, I'm gonna tase him. He said, I ain't letting up until the battery go dead. I went, all right. I said, so you worked with this motherfucker in regular matches just so you could get this to throw him off the scaffold? He goes, yeah. I went, boy, if I ever piss you off, I'm quitting the business. Fuck that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And then the funny thing is, he said he had the taser down on Grimes, and Grimes is like, Jack, I can feel my legs. Jack, like, you ain't gonna need them.
Shit.
But I mean, I hate he did that to Grimes. Don't get me wrong, and you know that's bad to do. But Grimes should have never lied about something something as big as a fucking scaffold, and then I went and checked, and then get up there and fucking freeze because you lied about it.
Well, I mean,
if they wouldn't have jumped, that would probably ruined both their reputations to begin with. And Jack knew that.
Yeah, but like you say, him lying about it. And them doing it, not knowing it, either of them could have fucking died from jumping off there, man. It was fucking insane, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if something's that big and in a pay-per-view, I don't think you're gonna go up and lie about it, you know. And that's what pissed Jack off, is that he had to fucking jerk him with him when he went, and that caused Grimes to land on his face. So I can see him getting a little mad about that.
Yeah, 100%, man. And like you say, you don't want to piss New Jack off, man. You know, if you're on his good side, fantastic.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you something, and y'all keep this between us, okay?
Okay.
New Jack, he was scared of me for real. For real. Just keep it between us. Keep it between us. He knew. He knew I was a shooter.
Okay.
I don't see what's so damn funny about that.
No.
Of course.
Just keep it between us. Don't tell anybody. Okay. If you do tell anybody, tell them not to tell anybody. We gotta keep this hush though.
All right, that's fine. We'll keep it on the low. Yeah. I mean, you worked with him in Smoky Mountain, right? For a bit before.
That's where the thing came from. I was New Jack's first match as the Gangsters, and I made this son bitch look like $1 million, and he never forgot that. Matter of fact, like when we got our tryout for ECW, when he came in, I went up, I said, hey, you remember me? He goes, come here, boy. And he hugged me. And then like he took me to Paul Heyman. Well, the week after he took me to Paul Heyman, he goes, you need to give this motherfucker a contract. He can work. And Paul was like, I watched him on Hardcore TV, and you're right, he can work. And then that's when Jack came for the workout. And he told me he had never done that before. So in their minds, you know, because like when you do your workout, all the ECW guys are around the ringside. And that became one of my favorite parts, is watching the tryouts, because some of these motherfuckers couldn't spell wrestle. And, to think, oh, I'm good enough to be in ECW. What the fuck were you drinking? And so, then it got to the point to where we wasn't even watching tryouts. We would just beat the fuck out of everybody that come and try to try out. So we wouldn't get paid anyway. So why the fuck are they going to hire somebody else? But here's the difference between ECW and WCW. You got WCW guys, you got making $1 million a year, get a fucking fingernail and they fucking take a week off. You got ECW guys who's not getting paid regular and still going out there and doing what the fuck they love for the people. That's the difference between ECW. That's the difference between loving the business and just being in the business.
I mean, you were on shows in ECW with some fantastic people. Like, you know, you got Rhino, New Jack, Tajiri, Steve Corino, obviously Sam Mann, Jerry Lynn, Just Incredible, C.W. Anderson, Kid Cash as well. I've spoke to Dave. I've tried to get him on the show like loads of times, and we were supposed to have him on once, and something happened with his laptop. So we're hoping to get Kid Cash on as well.
Yeah, Cash ain't nowhere as cool as I am, so you'll be all right with that interview.
All right,
it won't be anywhere as entertaining as this one. It'll be all right, though. It's probably better than Jonny Storm's book.
We're supposed to have Jonny on talking about his book as well coming up soon. So,
so have y'all read the book?
No, not yet. No.
No, I wonder if he put me over.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll find out, and I'm sure he has. I'm sure he wouldn't be dumb enough to not put you over. How could he not?
He fucking better not have. Piece of shit.
Oh man.
Did the XWF ever call you? Hogan's like newer promotion that came up in around 2001.
I'm sorry?
The XWF, it was Hogan, Jimmy Hart, and someone else, I think, started the promotion like around 2001.
Yeah, Cash was in there.
Yeah.
AJ was in it, right?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I just remember hearing something about it. I don't know. I wasn't in it. Fuck it.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah,
fuck Hogan.
They tried to get you. Yeah.
Fuck Hulk Hogan. I wouldn't care if somebody just died of dick cancer. Fuck him.
Yeah.
All right.
It's funny you say that because that was one of the funniest quotes from our last show that you were on, that you didn't give a fuck if Hogan died of dick cancer.
Yeah, fuck him.
I think the other funny quote that you said was something like, "I love the Young Bucks. I wish they had vaginas and low standards."
I never said that. I never. Yeah, I said that.
Yeah, that stuck in my mind. I couldn't forget that.
So yeah, before we hit record, we were talking about Alex Shane, and you mentioned something. So now's the chance. I think you need to tell us exactly what you meant by saying. I think what was the words? Alex Shane was a liar.
Yeah, because he told me like, "Oh, if I build a school, will you build? If I get a school, will you come over and run that one?" Absolutely. And so, okay, so the whole thing with the Alex is, I'm new there. I know Hoovy, you know what I'm saying? And I really don't know Hoovy, but I know Hoovy. And so, like, originally, I got the spot, and then fucking stupid XPW, I think it was a 10-day tour for Alex, right?
Mm-hmm.
XPW calls me, and they go, "Hey, we need you to cancel that tour." I went, "Hey, I need you to go fuck yourself." And so I'm like, "Why the fuck do I need to be in there?" Because we was going to do Pittsburgh, and they were going to put the tag team titles on me and Tracy. And it's like, "We need you there." And I went, "Well, fuck, okay." So I gave it to Chris Chetty. Well, something happened, and fucking XPW decided to fucking fold shop. And I'm like, "You motherfuckers." And they're like, "Well, we'll still send you the money for that." I went, "Okay, what about the other fucking 9 days that I'm missing?" And so luckily I was able to get back on that show because something happened with his wife or something. So when I get there, they have like an article in the paper, and like it's just fucking long FWA, and then Hoovy's got a bunch of this, and then Chetty's got this, and then fucking Alex Shane's got this. And I looked at him and went, "Damn, Dusty, way to push yourself." And he fucking got hot about it, but I didn't know it. He didn't tell me. But yeah, they was like, "Man, fuck Chris Hamrick." He da. And then once he realized how I was, he's like, "We're good. We're good." But yeah, he hated me at first. Fuck Alex Shane.
But it's a bit weird in British wrestling because at one point Alex Shane was sort of at the pinnacle of British wrestling. FWA was massive, and even that motherfucker had a book as well.
He put me over in it.
I don't know. I'm going to read it again and make sure.
Motherfucker, don't y'all read any books y'all have?
Yeah, I do, but it was so long ago. I mean, when did this come out? This was, fuck me. This was when we were fucking, God knows.
You and Alex were fucking?
No. So this was
what you just said.
This was
JP, is that not what he just said?
That is exactly what he just said.
This is when we were fucking.
This is when we were wrestling at that time, 2009.
So y'all were former workers, or y'all were workers now, or what? Wrestlers.
We tried. We were trainees for a long time, but the problem was there was no real sort of way for any trainees to get onto any sort of shows. It was a bit fucked with who.
It was a con, basically.
It was like who you knew if you sucked up to people, then you could get on the show. And I'm sure like that's wrestling, just how it fucking is.
Well, if you were fucking Alex and you couldn't get on the show, you must not have been that good, dog.
No, man, I was all teeth and no tongue. So that's probably what it was. But it was really difficult to get on any decent shows. And then, we sort of, I think you hurt your back pretty bad, didn't you? Hello?
We never got out of the trainee stage, did we?
Yeah, we had some training matches.
So y'all never had matches?
No, never had matches.
Oh wow.
Only in training. So I mean, but we would.
Who was doing the training?
Paul Ash. So they were the new breed. Do you remember the new breed from FWA? Philip Bedwell and Paul Ash.
Not really.
Yeah,
No.
so it was them two.
Okay.
And Alex Shane would do seminars as well.
I bet that took a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just in case you didn't see, his book is called Alex Shane's Guide to Pro Wrestling.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
You should ask him. You should ask him if he ever read it.
Yeah. And it's volume 1, and there never was a volume 2. So
the funniest shit ever that he told me is that when he first started wrestling, he was cyborg or some shit like that.
Right.
And he did where he was like robotic and shit, and he never talked and shit. And then one night they were somewhere where the pyros were going off. First one went off and they called the fire department. Second one went off, they called the fire department. It's like, look, we come back again, we're shutting the show down. So they saved it for the main event. Alex is standing on the stage, and so the pyro went off and it scared the fuck out of him. So he went, ah! And his whole fucking gimmick was done.
It's crazy.
I'm pretty sure that's not in the book.
No, I'm pretty sure that's not. It can't be in the book.
Yeah, I bet that's not in the book. That didn't make it. I'll be damned.
Because he disappeared, man. I don't know if you've still got his number or what, but Alex Shane sort of, didn't he, Jordan? He sort of
fell off the planet. Yeah,
completely fell off the planet, Chris.
Oh wow.
He's like disappeared almost overnight.
Oh wow.
And I mean, whether this is relevant or not, but it was around the time of that whole fucking speaking out shit, and there was a lot. So there was a lot of shit coming out about British wrestling, and I don't.
So did he get called out by anybody?
I don't know. Do you remember? I don't think so.
I don't want to get it wrong and say that he definitely did, but I'm almost certain that I saw his name in one or two passages.
But not enough shit for me for him to sort of disappear off the face of the earth.
And did
you turn him in for? Did you turn him in for fucking you?
No, man. No, I wouldn't have done that.
Oh, you kept quiet. You kept quiet when it came to the movement.
Yeah, I was hoping to get a match. You know what I mean? So.
Hey, you're the one that said it. I'm just running with it.
No, I get it, man. We don't honestly, man. We love you on here, Chris. Like you could say anything, and we'd just be like, "Fuck, man, it's Chris Hamrick." Don't get it.
So, did y'all hear about the trouble that I got in at GCW?
No, when?
Oh God, it was fucking 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. Fuck, I don't even remember. But they had me on the show, and we were on Fight TV. I have a live mic, and some fan said something to me, and I called them a face down, ass up, pillow biting cigarette.
Right.
We'll just say cigarette.
Okay. Yeah.
Cigarette.
Yeah.
And you
Okay,
would have
yeah.
thought,
Cigarette.
dude, you would have thought I was Chris Benoit. Holy fuck.
Really? Wow.
Sorry. What the fuck, man?
But
Well, I kind of like that because my finish is a killer. But yeah, go ahead. America right now is so fucking stupid that you've got Kevin Hart. If you know he cusses and it offends you, don't go to his fucking concert. It's that simple. But you got people going there, oh, well, he said this and that. And that. Well, you knew he was going to say that before you bought the fucking ticket, you idiot. You're the one that chose to fucking go knowing it. You know, I'm just stupid as fuck.
It's the
and
whole,
then, like, you know, like I told you, I got in trouble for calling the guy the F word. Okay, well, if I'm talking to him, why the fuck does the guy beside him getting offended? Or why is, you know, if you're gay, you're offended. Why? I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to a certain guy, and then fucking everybody in the, you know, in the world got mad.
Considering the shit they do in GCW, I'm a little bit surprised. Like, we've all, you know,
No, because I called him an F word on a live mic. And then the thing about it is Brett, the promoter, he goes, man, don't worry about it. I had to get on Tracy about it 2 months ago. I said, because it's a Southern thing. We call all our friends that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to wrestle in front of fans like that. If I have to watch what the fuck I'm saying as a heel wrestler, how can I be heel if I can't be bad?
I do find it interesting considering on the last GCW show, which was in London, one guy threw up in another guy's mouth. So,
oh my God.
I don't know.
You can stab a guy in the cheek with a fucking syringe, but you can't say the F word.
Yeah, but there was another one where you had someone like simulating that he was fucking bumming someone or jerking them off or something. What show was that, dude?
I can't remember which one that was, to be fair. It could have been a GCW show. I imagine it was.
I think
Effie,
it was.
so, yeah.
I think was it Effie that was doing it.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that's going on, Chris, on them shows, on GCW shows are fucking wild. And for them to get pissed off at someone saying that is crazy.
You know what really surprises me is fucking as sissified as America is right now. I'm surprised that with all the light tubes and all that bullshit at wrestling, somebody ain't claimed that they got hit in the eye or got cut and sued the fuck out of them. That really surprises the fuck out of me.
I mean, did you ever sign disclaimers to say, you know, before a show to say, look, if I get injured or whatever, I can't hold the promoter responsible or anything like that? Is that like a thing that would ever happen?
No.
Yeah, it is weird. Yeah, wrestling fans. I mean, it's a soft bunch. I got to be honest. Like, you can't. Yeah, sorry, mate. Like, that's just how it is. It is a.
Well, I don't know how it is I don't know how it is in England, but in America, they're starting to let the fans run the fucking shows. They get to determine what they like and what they don't like, or what should happen and what shouldn't happen, and that's bullshit. When you pay to come and watch, not fucking dictate what the fuck we do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's ridiculous.
I think that's a reflection.
Could you imagine ECW in today's environment? Holy fuck.
Yeah, no chance.
I mean, no chance.
It's got a. Things are going to flip at one point, though, where it does go back to, like, you know, at the moment, you've got, you know, I don't know, man, even in AEW, you've got Toni Storm saying she's going to slap the tits off people and that, you know, like, I think you've got some things that are sort of working their way back in. But then again, all it takes is the wokeness of a few fans to complain, and then it's a whole world of shit. Oh, you can't say that.
All it takes is that one, and then a fucking little group to join into one, because that's the motherfucking cool thing to do now. And then it's stupid. It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's a mob mentality when it comes to, like, you know, and it's not something we want to, you know, talk about too much, like wokeism and all that stuff. But we have guests on that don't that absolutely don't agree with the woke sort of thing. You know, we've had, you know, Billy is one of them. We had one for, I don't know if you worked with Jasmine in XPW.
Yeah. A little
Yeah,
bit.
we had
Not,
Jasmine
no,
on,
well,
and she's
not
yeah.
not XPW, but she was in 3PW when her and Meanie ran it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I worked their debut show.
Yeah, she was in ECW as well, briefly, very briefly, I think.
Yeah, she's made her rounds.
Yeah, well, yeah, she has, bless her, in more than one way. But we had her on, and fantastic interview, Jasmine Sinclair.
Great guest,
And
yeah.
obviously, you know, she's lived a few different career paths, and at the moment, she's her gimmick was like the whole fucking MAGA gimmick, yeah. And she's like, I don't give a fuck. She's like, I don't give a fuck. If people don't like it, don't fucking watch it, you know. But that's what she's saying. She's there with, even when she was interviewing us, when we were interviewing her, she had like the whole fucking MAGA shit behind her and that, you know. She's like living the gimmick, you know. And she's doing fine. I think it all sort of depends. I mean, she was Rob Black in that though, right? At the moment,
right.
Yeah, XPW sort of made a comeback.
It was Necro Butcher.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Is XPW still a thing now? I haven't heard anything about them in fucking forever.
Who's
XPW.
that?
XPW.
Yeah.
Is it still a thing?
It's gone quiet. So. I think it's gone quiet.
It has gone quiet, but I think it is. Yeah, I think it is still a thing.
Yeah, I can't remember when they last did a show though. I haven't seen anything online for a while about them. To be fair,
it's been a while. Only thing I don't like is every match is hardcore bullshit. I just see when I first started watching XPW, when they first started, that's what turned me off, because every match was fucking the same bullshit, just different people. And my question is, if you're doing a fucking death match, why the fuck are you sweeping the ring out after the match before the other match starts? Why? That makes no sense to me. Oh, let's start in the clean, fresh ring. Wouldn't want nobody get hurt, and then bust light tubes over them again.
Yeah. Again.
I just don't get it. I mean, I'll watch it. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love Atticus Cogar. He's like a son to me that I've never met. But I mean, it's just I wouldn't do it for nothing in the world. The only thing that they do that resemble wrestling is it's in the ring.
Yeah.
They get okay. So here's the difference. Here's the difference between wrestling and working and fucking deathmatch bullshit. In deathmatch bullshit, they don't do anything talented enough to where the guy at ringside couldn't come in and do the same shit. You see what I'm saying? As wrestling, as workers, you put together shit that they couldn't do if they had to. Anybody come in and hit anybody with a fucking light tube. It takes no talent to do that. And I'm not putting it down, because there are people that love that shit. I'm just saying I wouldn't fucking do it, because it looks like it hurts, and fuck that. I didn't get in this business to get hurt. If I hurt, it's going to be I hurt myself for doing stupid shit.
Well, that's the thing about wrestling, or wrestling. You know, you're not supposed to hurt each other, are you? That's the thing.
That's why it's called working. That's why it's called working.
Yeah. And that's why people that are watching are called marks, because you're trying to con them to thinking that you're beating the shit out of each other. That's it's the whole carny sort of thing, you know? And I think people have lost that understanding of what wrestling is. I mean, we've spoke about it on the show. It's like, I think a lot of the wrestlers nowadays have forgotten what wrestling actually is. Wrestling is, like you say, you're not supposed to be beating the shit out of each other for real. Anyone can do that. That means anyone can get out the front row and just get in the ring and do exactly the fuck what.
Right, you're not doing anything that you can't. You're not doing anything that the fans can't do.
Yeah, that's right. But if you're proper working, you can make it look like $1 million, and you're not showing any light, and it's just fucking fantastic.
And you both walk out unharmed.
That's right. You can both go home at the end of the night and have a few beers.
It's funny because I forget who said, maybe in Cornette. He said, back in the day, nobody knew if it was real or fake, and nobody got hurt. Now everybody knows that it's fake, and every fucking body gets hurt.
Yeah.
Because of the stupid shit they're doing.
Yeah.
And no one remembers the stupid shit they were doing like the week before.
Yeah.
Because they
Well, to
just do
think
more
about it, you got
stupid shit.
AEW that's on TV every fucking week. How the fuck are you going to go out and do? Here's the problem, and it's not just AEW; it's a lot of shit. Is they try to do a 20-minute match in 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It's just blah, 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 to where if you go in and you give a guy a back drop, a hip toss, arm drag, and a drop kick, what are the people going to pop on? The last fucking thing you did. So you just wasted 4 moves.
Yeah.
Less is more, and they don't get that anymore.
Well, one of the main things we were told when we were training was like, if you think you're going too slow, go slower.
Absolutely, absolutely. Make it mean something.
Yeah, that was one of the things that stuck in my head for when I'm even watching wrestling today. I always remember all of our coaches just saying, "Look, if you think you're going too slow, go a bit slower." Because
you remember that, and if the young bucks wish they had vaginas and low standards, you remember that too.
I remember, of course. How could I fucking forget that, Chris? Come on.
And it was Ricky Morton's fault.
And it was because you were a nice guy before you met Ricky Morton, apparently.
Fuck yeah, he did all this. But I think he's mad at me now. I think he's mad at me.
No, he can't be, right?
Well, I think he is, because like GCW again, it was me and Billy Starks and Jordan Oliver against Ricky, Kerry, and Axton Ray. And Kerry just kept fucking shit up. And so I was actually I did the Hamrick Bump, right? 2024, motherfuckers. I did the Hamrick Bump. And so Kerry, I told him to stay on the first one and move on the second one. And he dropped down on the first one. And I picked him up and I chopped the living fuck out of him. He goes, "Well, that hurt." I went, "Well, learn to fucking work." And then when I lost all respect for Kerry, because I loved him to death, but when I tried to tell him why what he did was wrong, he tried to rebuttal and tell me why it was right. And I was like, "Fuck him. I'm not going to talk to him." Right. And so, and I told everybody he was the weak link of the match. And I think somebody went back and told Ricky, and he's mad. And I understand that's his kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you can't ignore shit that you could plainly see.
Well, but that again is the mentality again in the business is wrong. You've got the kids coming up in the business who just don't fucking listen to that, or they don't want to listen. I mean, I know you said before, like, when you're young, you feel like you don't really want to fucking listen. You're like, fuck them, they're fucking old, they don't know, whatever.
Because man, they can't do it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But then when you get older in the business, you're like, oh fuck, maybe they're all right,
That fucking Ricky Morton was right about that shit. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, fuck Jonny Storm. But yeah, I mean, like, I get where they come from, because like I said, Ricky used to talk to me in Cash about, he was blue in the face. "Why are you doing this? It don't mean nothing." We're like, "Oh, fuck you." And that's Ricky fucking Morton. So I can understand, like when I try to tell somebody that it goes in one ear and out the other. But when it does, I promise you, I'll never talk to them again about their match. Now, if you tell me that you understand what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, don't argue with me when I know that I'm fucking right, because I've 30-something years in this business. You fucking been here a cup of coffee, and you're going to tell me that I'm wrong and you're right? You go fuck yourself.
No, that's right. That's right.
And I'm pretty sure none of these kids are going to get a bump named after them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How many other people have bumps named after them? How many? I can't think of any.
I was trying to think about it, actually, and I don't think there's many people, if any, that have got a bump named after them.
I can't think of any. Dude, I may never be world champion or a millionaire, but I got a fucking bump named after me. That's pretty fucking cool.
It is.
And trust me, I've offered everybody that bump and nobody will take it.
But also, you said that you never hurt yourself doing it, right?
I have never been hurt doing that bump.
It's wild.
And everyone loved it. People like Owen Hart, Sean Waltman, everyone loved that insane bump. And I mean, that's a legacy in itself.
Well, here's the thing about it. Okay, so like, even fucking, it's been 30 years? 30 years since I've done it. And you still have, like, every time it comes on fucking Instagram or something, people send it to me like I've never fucking seen it. And it's always the one of me and 1, 2, 3 kid. And you still have motherfuckers on there going, "Oh, that's a botch. He didn't mean to do that." And I'll go, Google Chris Hamrick Bump, you stupid, clueless fuck. How do you not know this by now?
Yeah.
It's the youth, though. It's the youth. It's like this new age sort of wrestling fan that just doesn't really know shit.
And then
And they
one
haven't
said,
seen
one
it,
made a
yeah.
remark, and he goes, "Oh, well, this bump was needless, and it didn't need to be. It was useless, and didn't need to be done." And I went, "Yeah, it was so fucking needless that fucking people still talk about it 30 years later." I said, "You probably ain't done shit. People remember 30 minutes later. Go fuck yourself." You know what I'm saying? Fuck you,
It's
dude.
wild.
It's
There's got to be someone in modern wrestling who could take that and use it and utilize it properly.
The only one that I've seen that could possibly do it would be Darby Allin.
Yeah.
So he takes all kind of silly ass bumps. So
that's the point. He takes the craziest fucking bumps. So why not
the
do
difference
one?
between his bumps and my bumps, I don't get hurt.
That's right.
But I've also never fell fucking 50 foot off top of the ladder through light tubes and boards and shit like that. There was a limit to the stupidity that I would do.
Yeah. I tell you what, Dom Mysterio doing that bump would be fucking wild.
I could see him doing it. I could see him doing it.
Dom Mysterio, just to get some fucking a little bit of sympathy, maybe, or people, or maybe not. Maybe just people loving seeing him taking that bump and just fucking, getting the shit beat out of him.
Fucking killed himself.
Yeah. Trying to do the 619 and then just flying through the ropes. Someone moves out of the way. Yeah.
Right.
There we go. We're fucking booking it already, Chris. Having a word.
Hey, I'll teach it for him for $500,000.
Yeah, man, he's probably got that as well. His dad definitely has. It's fine.
And it was funny because when I did GCW, I'm thinking, I asked Jordan Oliver, I'm like, hey, are they expecting to see the bump? He goes, I don't know how many people would know what the bump is. And in my mind, I'm like, I have to do it. I fucking have to prove it to myself.
Right.
But I did it, and people fucking popped, and there you go.
And was that was televised, Chris? Was it? It was on TV or on the internet or something?
It was on Fight TV.
On Fight,
and it was called Sanctified.
Sanctified, yeah.
Yeah. The funny thing about it is that dude, like, okay, so if I'm watching videos and shit, and somebody catches my attention, I'll reach out to them. I did it with MJF. I did it with Jordan. And so when I went to GCW, the only three that I knew were the three that I was wrestling. I had never met Jordan. I'd never met Billy Starks. I'd never met anybody. I'd never met Brett Lauderdale. So me and Jordan was talking, and it was in the Carolinas, and I'm like, hey, man, ask Brett if it'd be cool if I come by and say, hey, everybody, introduce myself. He's like, well, he's wanting you to work. I went, all right, tell him to get in touch with me. So I ended up getting the booking. And then when I found out who we was working, I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, I was just really nervous about, because it's been fucking 20-something years since I did the bump. So I was a little worried about it. But once I hit it, I was like, yeah, I still got it.
The idea that anyone in that arena wouldn't know the bump, like everyone's fucking seen it. It gets replayed like every other month. Oh my God.
And trust me, every time it gets replayed, somebody sends it to me. And I'm like, yeah, because I've never seen this one.
You should get royalties for that, really.
I think so, too. Yeah. And I'll tell you another one. I don't know if I told you on the last one, but so I did the bump with Tatanka the night before.
Yeah.
And Vince McMahon himself said, hey, y'all slowed down. So we showed it again in slow motion. Maybe 3 months later, they come out with double feature.
Wow.
Oh, so I think I was the very first one that they had ever done slow motion during the match, because I'm not lying. Vince McMahon goes, that's the first time we've done that. So if you notice, like me and the 1, 2, 3 Kid, if you ever watch the match, you'll never see it in replay during the show because they didn't have double feature then.
Yeah, no. When you think about it, you don't see it.
Yeah,
pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, right.
Chris, you gave us some homework on the last show.
And Did you do it?
Yeah, we done it, man. We done it. I don't want to be on your shit list. So
well, I mean, you did fuck Alex Shane, but go ahead.
I did. It didn't fucking work. I didn't get a match. He fucking disappeared. I must have been
You
terrible.
must have been a terrible lay. I'm telling you.
I know,
Go ahead.
man. I was the worst rat ever.
All right, what's your homework?
You gave us the homework, and it was to watch yourself versus Reed Flair, and it was a fucking great match, man.
That was some good heel shit, right?
Yeah, really good heel shit.
And see, guys wouldn't do that now for the afraid to look stupid.
But
and
again,
how sad is that?
It's fucking sad because they don't understand that to be memorable, like a lot of the characters, like I always say this as well. The one guy that you remember for doing really heely sort of bad stuff, people like Santino Marella, who, you know, he didn't really have sort of like many great wrestling matches. He was a good wrestler, he could work, but you remember the sort of heely shit that he did, and the comedy stuff was more memorable than any matches really that he could have had. You know, and people remember that stuff.
Well, let me tell you what. We did a show, and I do the booking for a group out here, HWA in the Carolinas. And so the promoter goes, "Hey man, I ain't got but 7 people for a battle royal." And I went, "No, you got 10." He goes, "How'd you figure?" And so I have this one guy, Ben Wright, who's a heel. And so I said, he's going to come out as himself. He'll get thrown out. He'll go back in, put a mask on, same gear, come in, get thrown out, go back, change again, come different mask, same gear. And I said, Ben, I said, here's the cool thing about it is you got guys out here working their ass off trying to be remembered. The only thing you're going to remember about this battle royal is you.
Yep.
Because people were fucking crying. They were laughing so hard.
That's the thing, man. But people don't fucking get it.
They don't understand. Yeah, sometimes being funny can it's just as good as being a great worker. Like it's.
Yeah, I mean, if you get remembered, it don't matter what the fuck it's about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like I used to tell people, I'm like, okay, I go on these shows. I know I can't out wrestle them, but I can fucking out bump them. So I promise you, they're going to remember the Chris Hamrick bump or the stupid flip off the apron more than they're going to remember the main event. All you have to do is be different. Just do something other than they haven't seen in the other 5 matches before your match. That's all. A cool submission move, a fucking cool new move, whatever. Just fucking something that they like, oh, well, fuck, we haven't seen this before. And that's what they're going to remember.
And nobody was doing what Southern Comfort were doing.
Dude, like we did, me and Tracy went to Pittsburgh. First time we was ever there. And we wrestled Jimmy Jacobs and John McChesney. 2 baby faces.
I've got that. That was the other one that you told us to watch. I think it was.
How great was that? How great was that?
Fantastic. Absolutely.
Because they told us, they said, well, we got you going over clean. We're like, why the fuck will we go over clean on 2 baby faces? He says, because I know my crowd. He said, they're going to love you. I'm like, we're heels, dude. And then, like, as soon as our music hit, and by the way, I picked that music and I did it just for comedy reasons, but fucking everybody seemed to fucking love it after that. And as soon as they hit the music, the place exploded. I went, well, I guess we're a fucking babyface. I mean, Tracy even cut a promo about the Pittsburgh Steelers and all that bullshit, how bad they were and all that. And they would just cheer that much louder. Did you see when I did the, like I was going to kick him in the back and put him in the front face lock? Did you hear the pop?
Yeah.
They started chanting Hamrick. I went, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, you were so over that you actually won the tag team titles a couple of months after that.
Do you know what the main event that night was?
No.
AJ Styles versus CM Punk. You know what match they were talking about? Southern Comfort, baby. Southern Comfort.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you don't have to be the fucking main event to steal the show.
Yeah.
And if you go out there and you don't try to steal the show, you're wasting everybody's fucking time.
And that's why we love you, Chris. And that's why when we had you on before, we said the same thing, that regardless of, you know, where you were on the card, who you were wrestling, you would always be memorable on that show in your match for doing whatever you were doing. You know, it was just fantastic stuff.
There was this group in Virginia, and they were going to do a pay-per-view. And the main event was Ricky Morton against Kevin Nash. And so they had told me and Chase Owens. You know who Chase Owens is? New Japan Pro Wrestling?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so we was gonna work each other, and first we was gonna be on the pay-per-view. Well, we get there and they're like, "Well, we're gonna make y'all a dark match." Went, all right, whatever. And so like Tully Blanchard is one of the fucking agents, right? And he comes up to me, he goes, "So what's your finish?" I went, "Well, we're both standing on top rope. I'm gonna jump up and hit him with Hurricanrana." And so he comes up to me later and he goes, "Hey man, could you change your finish? Because I got a guy coming off second rope with a body press." So I went, yeah, this will be where you go fuck yourself. So we're doing our match, and the next match is fucking Dennis Condrey versus Bill Mulkey. And I know people just died to fucking wait to see that. And so like the referee's like, "Hey man, they're saying take the referees they're saying the referee's saying take it home." I said, or they're telling me in the back, take it home. I said, "Tell them go fuck themselves." And we kept right on doing our match. Okay, so you think they remember the fucking standing rope Hurricanrana or fucking anything Bill Mulkey and fucking Dennis Condrey could have done? They could have fucking shot each other and nobody would fucking remembered.
For a brief minute there, when you were talking about when Tully asked you finish and you told him, and then Tully said you can't do it, I was genuinely thinking that he was going to say, "Oh, because Kevin and Ricky want to do that."
Oh my god!
I don't know why that came into head, but like that's what I thought. I thought he was going to tell you that Kevin and Ricky thought that the spot was too crazy, or they were going to try something silly or something like that. Like, but no,
Motherfucker, we got them go top rope. They would have tried something crazy. And two, Ricky and Kevin's defense, the whole storyline thing was built on around them. So they knew they were there for story value. They didn't have to go out there and try to have a great match. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I figured if I'm going out there, me and Chase are gonna steal the fucking show. I don't give a fuck what dark match or what we are. And we did. We stole the fucking show.
It's so funny.
Dennis Condrey didn't try any top rope Hurricanranas.
I can't remember nobody doing one. And I don't remember who the fuck did the second rope across the body, because I don't think anybody get to fucking ropes without an escalator.
Oh man. Oh fuck. Arn and Tully were at the WWE event this weekend, Saturday night main event.
Oh, were they?
Yeah. They were sitting because it was in Texas, I think, wasn't it? And they had a few people. Yeah. They had like Mark Henry there. They had fucking Alondra Blaze was there, looking like shit. I'm sorry.
Fucking hell.
She looked like shit, man.
So fucking Trish Stratus. It may have been the same day that I was playing with Benoit and Dominic. But she come out of the dressing room without makeup, and I went, "Holy fuck!" I started to give her candy because I thought it was Halloween. She's rough, dude. Without makeup, holy fuck. She'd make a strap-on go limp.
Oh.
Hey, y'all think I should quit? Y'all think I should quit sugarcoating shit and tell how I really feel?
Yeah. Tell people how you really feel.
Yeah.
If I ever come out of my shell, this world's had it.
Mate, I honestly, I genuinely think like the wrestling podcast world needs more Chris Hamrick, needs more honesty, needs more,
fun.
Tell it how it is.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about it. Nobody does shoot interviews anymore because they're scared to say the wrong thing. I don't give 3 fucks. You know what I'm saying? This is a shoot. If I come on here and lie or worried about protecting somebody's feelings, I'm fucking y'all. You know what I'm saying? Not like you did Alex Shane, but I'm fucking y'all. And that ain't right.
You do a good job.
It ain't fair to y'all.
Yeah, that's right. You do it properly. So talking about Vince McMahon, right? And talking about Trish Stratus, because I was watching 2000, 2001, and there was the whole storyline of Trish Stratus and Vince McMahon and all that sort of shit. And what do you reckon about all the shit that's come out about Vince McMahon? Like,
I don't follow it. I don't care.
You don't care?
That would be like me watching the fucking Hulk Hogan documentary. You got a better chance of seeing a pregnant virgin. I'm not fucking doing it because I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
I don't care enough to follow it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, he's a fucking billionaire, but he don't have a fucking bump named after him. Fuck
He
him.
fucking does not. He does.
No, he does not.
He does not. He does not have a bump named after him.
As great as Shawn Michaels is, he ain't got no bump named after him.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
I'll tell you, interesting. You mentioned Shawn Michaels, right? Because there's been people online, wrestling fans, pissed off that
About what?
about Shawn Michaels. What happened at the weekend? So Shawn Michaels obviously works for WWE. He's the NXT sort of booker, whatever.
Right.
Right. So he was there in between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. And what happened was he ended up giving a super kick or the sweet chin music to Kevin Owens. Just one kick. That was all it was. One kick, and it knocked him to the floor. And he was down. He was selling it.
Yeah.
Right? He was selling it. And then he was holding his face. And that's what happened, right? He was sitting in the corner holding his face. He fucking sold it, right? And people online are like, oh, how come one super kick can just make him just sit there in the corner
Protecting
and
the finish?
yes.
How many fucking super kicks did he win with a match with?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, dude. That's so stupid. And if Kevin would have got up, then he would have made his super kick look weak.
Yep, exactly. But they protected it. They protected the sweet chin music as a finishing move.
Right, and the only reason that people didn't think only one super kick, because now, you've got multiple super kicks in a match, and you start the match out with a fucking super kick. It's not a finish anymore. It's a transition move, Well,
it's the same as this pisses me off. The DDT. The DDT is now a transitional move.
Absolutely.
If you're fucking grabbing someone by the head and forcing their head into the DDT was banned at one point. Yeah. They fucking banned it because it was like, a finishing fucking move.
Right.
But now a DDT, people are doing it and popping up. And
yeah, you start the match, you lock up DDT.
Oh,
wow.
Unbelievable, mate.
So I think my next match that I have, I'm going to shoot a motherfucker and see if we get a 2 count out of that.
Yeah, mate. No, they'll have to kick out at 2.5.
Yeah, no, I'm giving them 2. It's going to be the beginning of the match, so I'll let them kick out at 2.
Oh, okay.
No, let them kick out at 1 and show that fighting spirit that we always see.
That is true too. Or they could no sell it and just be a fucking normal indie wrestler.
Yes. It's wild, man. But there were genuinely people I saw online complaining that he was selling one super kick and that he didn't get up and do anything back to him. And it's like, these fucking morons don't remember that Shawn Michaels' finishing move was a sweet chin music, was a kick to the face.
Yeah.
And
you want me to tell you the saddest part about today's wrestling?
Yeah, go on.
Is young kids are growing up to think this is what wrestling is.
Yeah.
That's the sad part about it. Because if they go back and watch a great fucking Ric Flair matches, and there were plenty of them, with the shit that's going on now, they would think, well, this is boring as fuck. And it's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah.
I mean, I genuinely can't watch a lot of the newer, especially indie stuff with all the no selling and stuff like that. It's a bit too, it's just, it doesn't make sense to me, a lot of the stuff, and the whole no heels and no baby faces doesn't make sense to me because I'm watching stuff and I'm like, I don't give a fuck who wins this. I don't care. So why am I watching it? I watch wrestling for the stories.
Yeah, you can't get invested in if it's not a baby or a heel.
That's right.
And they don't understand that. You got to cheer somebody, but you got to give them a reason to cheer. And then you got to give them a reason to hate you. You cheer your baby face so much more if you have a good heel that you hate to begin with. But I mean, I've asked, I've had guys, I go, okay, so we'll do this. You back up. Oh, I can't back up. That's going to make me look weak. I'm like, Google heel, you stupid, clueless fuck.
But that's the thing. They've forgotten what wrestling is. Wrestling.
No, it's an athletic contest.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's not. It shouldn't be. That's not what wrestling is.
And whoever invented the fucking handshake between the two guys, I'd like to keep where he shits, and I don't mean the toilet. That's so stupid. I hate that. Why the fuck am I going to shake your hand after you tried to kick me in the nuts to win the match?
Yeah.
That right there is just showing that everything we did didn't mean a fucking thing. I hate it. I hate the handshake.
Yeah, that was the code of honor, right?
If you have to shake a babyface's hand after you worked him to be able to get that pop, then you undoubtedly don't know what the fuck you're doing.
I don't think I think another problem is the commentators nowadays as well. There's not that they're not sort of, not all of them. There are some of them that know how to work, but they don't sort of sell that babyface and heel stuff as much as they used to. There was, again, I was watching. It was the Royal Rumble, and you had
Mark. Go ahead.
And it was who was it? Again, it was Triple H versus fucking Kurt Angle, and a week before, Triple H had got involved in Stone Cold's match and stopped him from winning the title, and then he came back and got involved in his match, and then Triple H got him before, So there was a lot of stuff, and the commentators were selling it, but you had Lawler on the side of the bad guy going, "Oh, why is he fucking getting involved?" And then you've got JR going, "Well, he stopped him, and he's just doing what's right." And he's like, "Nah, fuck him," basically. You know what I mean? He's a piece of trash and all this sort of thing. And nowadays, you don't really get, because everyone should be working together, Chris, right? To sell the story.
It's a dance.
And the commentators are a big part of that, because when you're watching it on TV, they're the ones that are sort of progressing that sort of narrative that's through it. But a lot of that is lost nowadays. Yeah. You don't have the heel commentators anymore.
Corey Graves was like the closest thing they had to a heel commentator. And then he still wasn't over the top.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of shit going on with him.
They kicked him off. Yeah, they kicked him off the TV shows.
Yeah. He's not on TV no more. So, yeah.
Of course, because he was good at his job. So why the fuck would they keep him?
Yeah, because now they've got the new guy who's the fucking sports guy, right?
I'm not gonna.
What's that fucker's name?
Joe Testator.
Joe Testator.
I don't even know who the fuck that is. That ain't who I was thinking it was.
Oh, right.
Oh, no, Pat McAfee, maybe.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Pat's famous, right? So they're going to have a famous guy in if he sort of knows his stuff and he can.
Pat McAfee does try and heal it up sometimes, though, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing: he's for all the baby faces. I know y'all are way too young for this, but they used to have Mid-Atlantic Wrestling, and Jim Crockett owned it, and David Crockett was a commentator, and he was for all the baby faces, and it just like you wanted to punch him right in his fucking face.
Yeah. Yeah, you need that. You need them both.
Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon was the best team ever, because they just fucking went back and forth to each other, but they also put over the match.
Yeah. I mean, we agree that they were the best, right? I mean, think we've had this conversation as well. There were. I mean, even Bobby Heenan in WCW was really fucking good, man. With
Bobby Heenan was just good, period.
Yeah, he was great with whoever he was with. I mean, him and Dusty Rhodes was fucking great. Him, Dusty, and Tony Schiavone was fucking great.
Right.
Did you ever meet Bobby Heenan, Chris?
I don't think so. I don't think I ever did. The worst thing that they could have ever fucking told me and I'll listen to is don't get pictures with the guys in the locker room. I hate that so bad. There's so many pictures that I wish I could have got with Candido, more with you, Jack. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you didn't do it because you didn't want to look like a fucking mark. Well, first of all, motherfucker, I'm taking pictures with my friend. So that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? But still, you didn't want to overdo it because, I don't know, it's just stupidity. Take the pictures while they're alive is what I say. Because you never know. You never promised tomorrow, dude.
Yeah.
Who told you that? Was it obviously the old school mentality?
Oh God, I don't remember who the idiot was told me that, but that was the thing back then. Don't bug the guys back here because the fans bug them out there for pictures, so they don't want to come back here and take pictures. And in a way, it makes sense because you really don't want to be a bother to somebody. But then again, it's stupid because you get a picture, and when they die, you're never going to get that picture again.
Yeah, it's fucked, man.
Yeah, when
So that's some of the most
promised
stupid
tomorrow.
advice I ever had. Well, that and put Ricky Morton over. But yeah, well, that's another story. So the last 4 times that I wrestled Ricky, he's beat me with a sunset flip. Referee counted 2, and I farted on him. And he told me in the locker room, he said, "Chris, you're gonna quit shitting on me." I went, "You can take that all fuck you want to, but you're wrong." I said, "You're going over. What else do you want, you stingy fuck?"
So you just getting in that extra can of beans before you go out.
Yeah, the referee count 2, and they'd be like, "Blurp." Ricky's like, "Son of a bitch, shut up, you're going over." The funniest shit ever, me and Ricky, when we used to travel together, we would stop at a convenience store on the way home, right? And this motherfucker would eat sardines like at 3:00 in the morning. And then I would be driving and he'd be over here snoring. His fucking breath would wake him up. He'd be like, "Shit." And I would fucking almost wreck laughing at that stupid fuck.
How do you reckon they got involved in AEW? How did that happen? Do you know?
Let me think of how this happened. I know they became friends with Matt and Nick. Who always had vaginas and low standards.
Right.
I don't know. I think they did something on the indies before AEW started, and that's how they got their little friendship and all that bullshit.
Yeah,
and plus Arn Anderson's in there, and fucking I want to say it was something with Matt and Nick though.
Because are Arn and Tully still there in AEW?
No, Arn's gone. Yeah,
Arn's gone.
Yeah, I don't think neither one of them's there.
Yeah.
Tully probably told one of them, "Don't do a flip off the second rope because fucking Bill Mulkey's coming in and hitting the ropes."
Fuck's sake.
I think it surprised me to see him on the TV with John Moxley.
It was a bit weird. Yeah,
Ricky and Robert.
Yeah, it was just sort of out of nowhere,
So they were with Moxley, or they're against Moxley, or
they were being held hostage, I think.
Yeah, it was a weird fucking storyline, Chris. Man, they were being held hostage by John Moxley.
Who the fuck was Ricky Morton hostage?
Yeah, one of them had color though, right? As well, didn't he?
I don't know.
Ricky.
Yeah, I think one of them had color, and it's weird because I saw the picture and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I had to go back and find out what had gone on. Let me have a look. Rock and roll.
But this is the weird thing is that Moxley's the world champion, obviously, in AEW. So what does this lead to? A Ricky Morton versus John Moxley world title match? Like,
no, I mean, it's not. Is
he going to beat Moxley with a sunset flip? I don't know. Like,
Moxley farts on him.
Obviously, yeah, it's the only way.
I mean,
the funniest shit. The furthest shit that I've heard Ricky say is that he said he was at a show one day and somebody said, "Man, I can't believe you and Robert are still in there fucking jumping around and bumping all that." And Ricky said, "Hell, if you saw Robert take a bump, it's because he tripped on the fucking rope."
I'll be honest, the last time I saw a match with Rock and Roll Express, I think they were working with Kerry as well. It was a 6-man thing. And it sounded like that. I know they were chanting rock and roll, but it sounded like they were chanting fucking old.
Possibly.
Yeah, Possibly. It just really came across like on the sound, like it sounded like they were just chanting fucking old. And I thought that's a bit rude, but probably rock and roll. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send you the footage, Chris. I'll send you the segment. It's strange. He's got them tied up with like fucking duct tape.
Oh,
and he's got
bandanas. It'd been great if he'd had bandanas.
He's got them like duct taped to a fucking. I think it's a bit of exercise equipment, which is really weird.
Oh fuck! He's gonna be wild.
I was gonna say, fuck.
Oh fuck!
Do you know what? Right, I made a joke on our podcast, right, and it was just, I thought it was funny, and that we were talking about finishing moves. And I was like, yeah, there's only one real finishing move in wrestling, and it's the crippler crossface. And people that we were on the show with were like, oh my God, you can't fucking say that. It's like, well, no, I thought it was funny. Like, you know, it was just a joke sort of thing. But that's one of the things that you can say.
Somebody have a sense of humor, right?
Yeah. Because I was literally just saying, no, it's the only legitimate real finishing move in the whole of wrestling. So, I think they're in the locker room. I don't know if it's exercise equipment or it looks weird, man. I think it's like the road, you know, like the road cages, the road things for equipment and stuff. It's just weird. It's a weird segment.
How about Ricky Morton still doing Canadian Destroyers?
Yeah.
What people don't realize is the one taking the move that does all the work. All Ricky's doing is sunset flip.
Yeah, that's what the Canadian Destroyer. Yeah.
Like, remember when that used to be like the most devastating move in wrestling, and now it's a transition move.
Well, that's another one. I bet Petey Williams is pissed.
I hate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be something really special in TNA, didn't it? And yeah.
I never liked Petey Williams. I think when we came over there for 1PW, I think he had like his nose stuck up Jeff Jarrett's ass so bad that if Jeff would have turned, he would have broke it. And I asked Tracy, I'm like, look at this shit. I said, he could at least try to kayfabe it. And Tracy's like, Chris, he's 3'6". What do you think he's going to do? And I'm like, hey, you got a point.
It was it's funny as well, talking about Petey Williams, because he was with Scott Steiner, and he was like a mini Scott Steiner in TNA. And he was, I think he had his nose
mini.
Up. Yeah, he was up Scott Steiner's ass as well.
Bron Breakker is bad as fuck, dude. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
If they don't put the world title on him, they're missing the boat.
Oh, he's fucking fantastic. I think
he's Intercontinental champion at the moment, and he regained it. He retained this weekend, so he's Intercontinental champion.
He's so good. Holy fuck!
He's like an old school. He's your old school sort of monster sort of wrestler, you know.
He is, but with the new school flavor.
Yeah.
The way he climbs up that rope and hits that fucking Hurricanrana. Holy shit, dude.
No, he was good. He had a good match this weekend.
I'll tell you somebody I can't stand. Jonny Storm. No, I'm just kidding. Someone would have given me fucking money for putting him over like this. I put him over the whole fucking interview.
I'll have a word with him, mate. I'll have a word with him when I speak to him next time.
Tell me, he can at least send me his fucking stupid book.
The unofficial legend, right? That's it.
The unofficial legend.
The title, Things to Read Why Shit.
So you say you're doing seminars and stuff. Do you do those fairly regularly, or you ever been offered to doing? Nah.
No, I have. We've got a group here in North Carolina called HWA, Heritage Wrestling Alliance, and I do the booking for him, and then I wrestle like. Okay, so this is me putting my foot in my mouth. We did a show, and the guys that were supposed to win the tag team titles, right? The promoter goes, hey, you shoot on wrestle. I said, the only way I'm going to wrestle is if Timmy Anton don't show up. He was going to be one of the other champions, right? This motherfucker didn't show up, so me and the other guy ended up winning the tag team belts. And so then I had to defend them. I'm like, what the fuck? So we wrestled two guys, and they're like, well, we'll kick your ass. I'm like, here, I believe you take the belt. You win. And they wouldn't let me do it. I'll be the first person to ever tap out on a promo. I have no pride left in this business whatsoever.
Man, Chris, I don't know really what else to tell you. You're fucking amazing. You're.
Oh, you only say it because it's true.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. You fucking know it.
But here's the thing is, and I know I'm never going to be in the same sentences as Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, New Jack, all that in ECW. But I was there, and then fucking Like, I never get invited to fucking conventions or fucking nothing. Nobody gives a fuck what I have to say. Man, fuck America. Now that I think about it.
To be honest, it does surprise me though, Chris, because like, you know, I don't see why not. Like, anyone who sort of knows about wrestling and has watched it from when we watched it and knows sort of, they will know you and would have. I think you'd fucking do really well in the UK at some of these wrestle events that they do, where you've got people doing sign-ins, because you did spend a lot of time over here doing sort of stuff with, you know, your 1PW and all that, and, you know, FWA, and people do remember you over here for doing some great stuff. So, you know, and again, with Southern Comfort, you did some fantastic stuff with Tracy. You know, so it does surprise me. It is surprising, Jay, isn't it? It's not just me. It's like, it is surprising that hasn't happened, that you haven't. I mean, they have some right fucking idiots at some of these conventions, man. But I don't know why they wouldn't.
They do.
They do, don't they? You have some people on these. Why the fuck are you there? Like, you know, it's crazy.
Well, the thing is, okay, so they have a WrestleCade every year up in North Carolina. And they booked me one year, and instead of sitting at my table selling shit, I just went around fucking with everybody, because that's what I do. So that might have a little something to do with it, I guess.
Oh, man. But, I mean, you know, you got some guys that are still making a living off doing those sort of...
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know why AEW ain't calling me to be a fucking agent. I could teach guys how to bump.
Mate, they fucking... You know what's crazy about AEW? I think it's like the fucking Wild West, where if the talent are basically booking everything. You've got quite a few people there with like creative control. I think with what they're doing, I think John Moxley's got a lot of control. Jericho's got a lot of control. I think the Bucks have got a lot of control. Obviously, they're EVPs. I think you've got... I don't know if there's actually many sort of agents anymore sort of there. It's a bit weird. I don't know the setup really, but I don't think it's your conventional sort of setup.
I should do a convention and have me over.
Mate, I'll tell you what, we fucking love it. I've you know, I've thought about doing stuff like that and doing events in the wrestling business, but I heard a saying from someone, and I don't know who it was, and it was like, if you wanna lose your money, get into the wrestling business. So I don't know if I want to lose my money and get involved in the wrestling business.
Well, you did fuck Alex Shane.
Yeah, but I didn't do a good enough job. That was the problem.
Yeah, you might want to work on that.
Yeah, need to practice.
But yeah, I mean, it's just wrestling's a hit or miss. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we do know people, Jordan, right? That they bring people over to do speaking tours and to do Q&As, and
but
you know, we do know a few people. So I mean, if you, I mean, I'm sure you'd be interested to come over to the UK, right, and do a couple of bits.
Well, yeah.
We'll have a word.
We'll see if we can point you in the right direction.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I say, we'll keep in contact, and I'll have a word with some people. We'll have a chat with some people that we know, and we'll point you in their direction or them in your direction, and see what happens. Because we've been to a couple of bits that they've done. You know, these sort of sit down sort of Q&A things, and you know, signing.
Are conventions popular over there?
Yeah, they're quite big now. Yeah, they're getting bigger.
Oh, they really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's a couple of big ones like every year here in the UK. That seems to be. There's one that takes place in Manchester, and one that comes a little further south. So yeah, it's
there's a couple big ones.
So what happened to 1PW?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, the guy ran off with the money, right? That was what happened the second time round, or the last time?
So would that be Gauntlet?
Yes, that would.
Oh wow! Did he really?
Yeah. He ran off with them. He wasn't paying people. He ran off with the money. eventually came back and like tried to say a few things like how it was affecting him and all that, and people just realized that he was a piece of shit. And it's a shame like it ends like that, but
he had such a good thing going too, dude. Because I mean,
yeah,
but we were drawing 1,000 once a month, twice a month.
Yeah, they I'll try and find some of the more official sort of stuff that came out about it, and yeah, make sure you can have a little look yourself. But I think people did like full YouTube videos on what happened to 1PW at the end. It was
and it's a shame that he did it, and then he fucked them, and then he come back, got their trust, and then he fucked them again. He's done.
He's finished completely,
and that's a shame. That's a shame. He had a good thing going.
I mean, it's such a bad cliche for wrestling, like the dickhead promoter. Yeah, like it's. Yeah,
and the thing about it is they're not going to remember the good shows that he had. All they're going to remember is how he fucked people.
Well, Chris can remember some of the good shows they had because he's got some 1PW stuff, haven't you, Chris?
I have. I've got a few DVDs, 1PW DVDs that you can get. You can still pick them up. You're on a lot of them, man.
Did I win?
I can't remember if you won or lost, but I don't think that mattered because.
Did you have any of the signed stuff as well?
I think So there was a guy who used to go round to a lot of the shows, and for 1PW, you used to get like a program, and it would have who was in there. And I think I've got a couple of pages that are signed by yourself and Tracy, in these programs.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So I'll tell you what, I'll find them, and I've got them in my because I've got them at work, and I'll take a picture of them. I'll show you the ones the programs.
Okay, if y'all got a bunch of woke people that watch your podcast that go on and just bitch about it because they got no fucking lives whatsoever and they try to make themselves relevant.
They know not to do that because we usually just call them fucking cunts. Yeah. We usually just tell them to go fuck themselves. Because, I mean, in England, I suppose the word cunt isn't as bad as it is in America.
That's like that's like shit over here, right? You say that everything's a cunt.
Yeah. I mean, we call each other cunts. Like, it's like a friendly thing. Like, for us to call each other.
Kind of like the F word over here. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what y'all use cunt for. We use the F word.
Yeah. If someone's,
And it's a shame I have to say the fucking F word.
Yeah, it's true. No, we don't.
Here's the sad part about it is because of all that happened with GCW and all that shit, and every fucking website reported it. That would probably keep AEW from ever talking to me. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
And those websites are so tightly wound with AEW. You're right. It would make it difficult. But
yeah, I would be. I couldn't work there because I did that, and that's so fucking stupid.
At the same time, though, Chris, like other people do such stupid shit that the stuff you might have said is probably forgotten about.
Like Benoit?
No. I mean, every week there's another ridiculous like drama within wrestling. So, someone else has said something. Tony Khan's refusing to let people, give people releases, so he becomes enemy number one. It's like it's almost like there's another. Like I'm sure, like by the end of the day, there'll be another fucking shitstorm about something within wrestling. It just keeps happening.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, it really is. It's just fucking. Like I said, okay, so I deleted my Twitter because I'm not going to read what all these other stupid motherfuckers write. I don't care enough to read it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But before I deleted it, one guy's like, "Hey, I just want you to know that I have a gay friend and I brought him to the show last night and we both think you're bad and blah, blah, blah." So my reply was, "Is this your way of coming out, sweetie?" And then I deleted Twitter. Fuck them, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck it.
Don't come out on my Twitter.
But that's the thing. Like I mean, fucking hell, man. Like I treat everybody as an individual, right? And I'm sure you do. you know, you treat everyone. You know, you're not gonna, you know, but the thing is though, just because you call someone like as a heel, someone you called someone a faggot doesn't mean you hate every gay person. You know what I mean?
Ooh, you said ooh.
Well, in
Yeah, I mean,
England,
that's
in
just so
England,
stupid.
no, in England, faggots are meatballs.
It's
right?
a cigarette, right?
Yeah, but actually, we have a food. There's a food called a faggot, and it's
Oh,
like
really? Yeah.
it's like a beef meatball with like onions and shit in it.
Oh, wow.
It's an actual food called. I remember, you know.
I'm going to send you. Yeah, we'll send you the picture.
Well,
Yeah.
honestly, it's a real thing. It's not Photoshop. England's a weird fucking place.
Yeah,
Bro.
I'd hate to be in England and text my friend and go, hey, I just ate a fag.
No, they're actually called faggots, dude. They're
Yeah.
actually the
Oh, wow.
yeah, Mr. Brain's faggots, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, I smoked
Yeah,
a fag while eating a faggot.
Honestly, mate, it's literally like you can do that in England. You can smoke a fag, but even people still call them fags, like cigarettes.
do.
You know, we still call them fags, and you can still buy faggots. You can go to the shop and buy these meatballs that are called faggots, and I'm surprised that they haven't changed the names of them still. But you can still buy that
if
shit.
it was America, you can bet your ass it'd be changed.
Yeah. Oh no, you can still buy Mr. Brain's faggots in the UK.
You can, yeah. I saw him the other week. Yeah.
Yeah, man. See him in fucking Asda. Like you can buy them in like Walmart. It's crazy.
Ridiculous.
Honestly, I think England's a lot more sort of. It's less. It's not as extreme as the United States yet.
So are y'all as woke as us? I mean, so do you really just, even as entertainment value, do you still have to watch what you fucking say as fucking? I'm sure it's not as bad as over here, but is it still like you kind of have to watch what you say because you don't want to piss nobody off?
Sort of, yeah. I mean, you do if you give a fuck about sort of trying to go places or sort of, you know, be on TV or have that freedom to. I mean, for example, you've got a lot more stand-up comedy places in America where you can sort of, it's not as woke. Like you can say more shit. Like in Texas, you've got like the Mothership and you've got Kill Tony podcast where they say a lot more sort of outrageous shit. And I think in England, stand-up comedy is not as extreme as that.
Yeah, it's changed a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So if Kevin Hart came over there, would he be able to be Kevin Hart or no?
Yeah, Kevin Hart's a big deal here.
Yeah. He's still, yeah.
I think Dave Chappelle would do really well here as well. Like,
yeah, I think he would. Yeah. I think they sort of understand. I think in England we understand more that if you're paying for a ticket to go and see someone, you know fucking full well what you're paying the ticket for.
Yeah, that's what I don't get is you go to a concert or something and well, they cussed. You knew that when you bought the ticket. You clueless shit fuck.
Yeah.
And then you want to go and complain about it because you knew it was gonna fucking happen?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get it at all.
They
you know who else don't get it?
They wouldn't be putting out like Kevin Hart or Dave Chappelle on our main TV channels. The comedians they have on our TV channels now, it is woke as fuck. I'm sorry, that's just how
yeah.
But you know, Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart and you know whoever else would still.
Would Matt Rife go over there?
Yeah. So
Matt Rife has been over here. Yeah.
Matt Rife's been over. Yeah.
Matt Rife's been here.
Again, but they're not going to put him on TV.
Yeah,
I like him,
but just not on TV. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So y'all can't cuss on TV?
Oh yeah, you can cuss on TV. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so because I've watched Jimmy Carr.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Carr's sort of fairly brutal.
Yeah,
man, that motherfucker's don't like everything over there. He's like the Steve Harvey over here.
Yeah, but he says he says a lot more sort of crazy stuff than Steve.
Yeah. I think Steve's a little scared too. He's kind of in that woke bullshit.
I like Cat Williams. Cat Williams is one of my favorite comedians, and he sort of doesn't give a fuck about that sort of stuff.
He's my second favorite.
Yeah, Cat Williams is fucking fantastic, and he's come out against all that sort of shit. Yeah, he doesn't care.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I hate that my little girl has to grow up in this bullshit.
It's it's not fun.
Hopefully, one day everyone will come to their senses, wake up, and
Well, here's the thing too. This is how much things have changed. First of all, when I was coming up, just not anybody could be a wrestler. You had to fucking prove that you wanted it, and you get your ass handed to you. And then if you keep coming back, then they say you won't be a wrestler. If you hurt one of these little motherfuckers now, then you become the top heel of the wrestling world. And it ain't fair, because if I'm wrestling some unknown, and I'm not saying I'm the biggest name in the world, but I do have a little name value to me. And if we have a match and you tell me in the locker room that you can do everything that I'm asking you to do, and you get out there and you can't do shit, who's going to get blamed for it?
Yeah.
Fucking I am, because I have the name value. And it's not fair to me because you fucking lied to me in the locker room. So why shouldn't I be able to stretch your fucking ass? But if you did, you'd be the biggest heel in the locker room, and nobody would want to book you because you beat up young guys and blah. It's so stupid. I hate it.
Did you remember what happened? I think the last guy that was sort of like that in the wrestling trainee business, I think Bill DeMott got a lot of shit for sort of being old school, right? For sort of chopping people, stretching them, you know, and shit like that, right? And I think that was what it was like back in the day when you were training.
Well, yeah, too. And then, like, wrestlers back in the day stayed to the main event. Do you know what it is? Because if there was a riot, you had backup. Now, if you was in a match with one of these clueless bitches, if somebody was to jump you, they wouldn't want to break character, so they'd stand there and watch it. That's how fucking clueless they are. And then today's wrestlers couldn't fucking beat up anybody anyway, so you got that going for them.
You've had some people jumping in the ring, right? And like back in the day, they would have got their fucking arse handed to them. But now it's all like
someone got slapped at TNA, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm glad the fucking guy got smacked in TNA. You know the guy. Did you see that, Chris? Oh yeah, so something happened in TNA where a fan slapped a wrestler, and the wrestler but the wrestler turned around and fucking levered him, didn't he?
Yeah, and then he got dragged off. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the guy got dragged
off.
But I think,
no.
No. Who was the wrestler, dude?
Was it Callahan?
Yeah, Sammy Callahan, I think.
Yeah. Wow.
The guy got dragged away by security, and I mean, who knows what happened after that? I don't know, but we can hazard a guess.
You know what would have happened back in the day?
Yeah.
They would have carried that motherfucker to the locker room.
Yeah.
It was Eddie Edwards.
Eddie Edwards. Sorry, not Sammy Callahan. Eddie Edwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I don't think I'd slap it. Yeah, I'd slap the fuck out of Eddie Edwards. We'll keep that between us. But yeah, why the fuck did you slap Eddie Edwards?
Yeah, I know. It's
crazy. People getting too comfortable, thinking they've spent their money, they can do what they want.
And Eddie fucking slapped him hard.
Yeah, he gave him one back. Yeah.
He fucking walloped him, man. It was great to see.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. I love Eddie Edwards.
Yeah, it was great, man. It's got to be on. It's got to be on fucking YouTube.
It'll be there. Yeah.
It was a final resolution.
Well, the thing about it is, now with wrestling, the guys in the ring look like the guys in the crowd.
Some do, yeah.
Yeah.
They really do. Yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, there's really not a lot of tough wrestlers that are around anymore on the indie circuit as far as being tough and knowing what to do. You know what I'm saying? But that's because anybody can be a wrestler now. Yeah. I guarantee you, one of you, I just started wrestling, but I can bring 20 people with me. They're going to put you on the fucking show. Never have seen you before in your life. All they're thinking about is that 20 people.
That's fucking wild, though, isn't it? That's crazy.
And I'll help with the ring. That'll definitely that'll probably get you main event.
That's but that's fucked. That's not, you know, like you say, you got people that can't fucking work for shit, and you know, they're able to just do whatever they want, get in, do a match. But Chris, honestly, we we don't want to take up too much more of your time. So
Too late. Oh, go ahead. Just kidding.
It's too late.
Just kidding.
It's all good, man. We fucking but again, I think we truly believe that the internet nowadays needs more Chris Hamrick. So
I don't know if the world can handle any more Chris Hamrick. One's enough.
Mate, we will force it upon them like Vince McMahon and an intern. We will.
Oh. You gonna shit on it?
Yeah, that's right.
Only if it's Jonny Storm.
Yeah, I know. So we would love to have you sort of more regular on here. If we had some sort of, if there is sort of a pay-per-view that you've watched recently, or anything that happens in the wrestling world,
or a pay-per-view you were on, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm happy to sort of. I mean, I love it. I mean, we love chatting with you, man. So I'm happy to sort of any videos that I might find of crazy shit that happens in the wrestling world. I might just fucking send them to you and just say, "Hey, Chris, have a look at this, man," and then sort of once every couple of months get you on and just say, to have a chat about crazy shit that's gone on.
You know what my reply is going to be when you send me a video? I know, I was there.
Just don't send him the bump, Chris, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Oh, have you seen this bump against 123 Kid? Yeah.
Please send the one to me and Kid because I've never fucking seen that one.
Yeah, that's right.
Good, yeah.
Instead, now I'm going to be sending him pictures of Mr. Brain's beef faggots. That's the next picture that you're getting sent to you, mate.
Oh wow!
I'm sending it, and it's real.
Honestly, genuine, yeah.
They're genuine, and I tell you what, they're bloody tasty as well. They're very nice. Jordan,
so you
come
like
on, man.
eating fags?
No, Jordan, you have eaten faggots, right? And they are nice. Beef faggots. You've eaten them.
Can I say no comment?
No, you can't, man. Don't fucking no-sell it.
Chris, let me get this straight. You fucked Alex Shane and you eat faggots.
I have eaten faggots, yes, beef faggots, and they are very nice. I'll send you the picture, but yeah, they're real, 100% real. And if you ever come to the UK to do anything, the first meal that you're getting is some beef faggots.
I don't see me ordering a faggot. I'm sorry.
No, you won't. It's all right. I'll go and buy them.
You'll cook them
up. I'll cook them for you.
My luck, I'd go, hey, I'm going to order a faggot. And somebody come out and go, did you order me? No, I'm just kidding. Fuck, now I'm going to be canceled again. Son of a bitch.
It's all right, man. If you can't get cancelled twice because then that cancels it out. So you're fine. You're good.
That's true. That's
right. Can't get cancelled twice. Fuck that. But yeah, we will. I'll definitely keep in touch, Chris. We apologize.
Dude, we can do part 3. I don't give a fuck.
We apologize. It's been so long, man. It's fucking crazy that it's been so long, and we apologize. But I will keep in touch, and we'll keep sending you stuff that's crazy shit that's going on. I want to send you the stuff that happened at GCW. I'm gonna go and have a look for that. It was some crazy shit where someone was like, I don't know what was going. What was it? It was something crazy, Jordan. Like someone was getting pleasure from getting like a.
Oh, one of so yeah, it's the one you're talking about. Effie was getting choked out.
Yes.
And he started grabbing himself and his junk.
Effie, the openly gay wrestler Effie that wrestles at GCW.
Yeah, Effie. Yeah. He was there at night. I called the. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, someone was literally
Moxley.
getting him a chokehold, and he put his hands down his pants and pretended to jerk off while he was getting choked.
Oh wow!
Jordan, 100% that happened, right?
It was Moxley who had him in the chokehold.
It was John Moxley that had him in the chokehold.
Oh my god!
And he was like he was jerking off while he was getting choked.
Oh wow! And what I did was just so fucking bad. Oh my god!
Dude, of course, yeah. But that's what I'm saying, man. Like there's no rhyme or reason to it. But I'll send you a load of crazy shit, and we'll get you on for part 3, and then we can just have a chat about stuff that's going on because we love having you on. You tell it how it is, and we love you for it, man.
All right, so we're really gonna get people talking on this one.
Oh, 100%.
At least I wouldn't like Chris Benoit. You know why?
No.
Because he'd rather kill himself than work CM Punk. All right, well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll be here all week.
Chris, we love you, man. We love you. We appreciate you. And, you know.
Please, hey, let me know what kind of feedback you get, please.
100%. And
yes,
don't worry.
We most definitely will. Yeah.
Yeah, because you know, what we didn't do on the last one, which was probably a mistake on our part, and maybe we should go and look back because there's some fucking real gold moments in that last one. But what you find is people will make clips of stuff, but we didn't want to do that to sort of take it out of context. Do you know what I mean? Because, you know, things can be taken out of context if you've only got like a fucking 30-second clip of you saying X, Y, and Z. But in the context of the conversation, you know, it's better. So we don't like to do that because we don't like to take people out of context. But maybe we should make some little clips to give people a teaser about what to expect. And like I say, I'm sure Jordan's with me on this one. We're happy to have you back as many times as you want to come back. And if we can talk about stuff that's going on recently, and we'll send you some of the crazy shit that's happening in the wrestling world. And you're not on Twitter anymore, are you? No, you're not on it. So what we do, and Jordan's the king of this, man. He will screenshot the wildest tweets of some of the bullshit that comes out of people's mouths, JB, right? On Twitter is fucking unreal.
A mess.
You'd have a field day, Chris, with it.
Well, Twitter's where you can be a badass until you meet the motherfucker in person.
I reckon we should campaign to get you back on Twitter, mate. All right? You're not
fuck Twitter. I don't care nothing about what they say.
No, but we'd love to see what you say to these fuckers, man.
I come back with good shit. I really do.
That's what I'm saying, man. Fuck these fuckers, man. They need some Chris Hamrick in their life. Tell them about themselves.
I'll reply to some of them and be like, oh shit, look at that's good. Send it. Hey, so I'm one of the people that realize they shouldn't have said shit after it's done left my mouth. It is what it is.
It's all good, man.
I don't apologize for who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Nor should you.
Nor should you. That's right.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris, for joining us, mate. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we'll do part 3. Have you had anybody do part 3 yet?
One person.
Yeah.
Who the fuck was it?
I tell you what. Yeah, he's quite outspoken as well, and we have him on. He's called Billy Barty. I don't know if you might have heard of him.
Fuck him. No, I don't know.
Yeah. So he basically he's a guy from the UK who he's got a sports gambling podcast, but he loves wrestling, and he was in with some wrestlers, and he was on Conan's podcast with Disco Inferno and Conan for a little while, but basically he was too outspoken, and they sort of ended up editing all his stuff and cutting stuff out, and then he ended up not falling out with them, and then he does his own podcast and all that now. So he's another one. He's a wild card. But yeah, I think he's the only other guy that we've had on for more than twice.
Let me ask you this: does he have a fucking bump named after him? I don't think so.
Hell no, he ain't got. Hell no.
Nah, he doesn't.
And I'm gonna tell him next time I fucking speak to him, because next time we speak to him, we'll say, yeah, Chris Hamrick said you haven't got a bump named after you, so it don't mean
so
shit.
You ain't shit.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, man, y'all stay in touch, and like I said, if you want to do it again, let me know, because I got plenty more shit.
Don't worry, man, and I'll be sending you some crazy stuff. To be honest, I do want to send you, if I can find it, that Billy Jack Haynes interview, because it's really fucking interesting.
Oh, I'd love to watch that.
Yeah, I'll find it for you, Chris, and we'll get that to you.
Just don't be sending me no fucking pictures of you and Alex Shane.
No, that's all right, man. I'll just send you my dick pics. You don't need to see Alex's. You might have already seen it. I don't know.
And you're getting to be like the cigarette now, so we're going to end this.
Okay. Take care, Chris, man. We thank you so much.
Hey, y'all take care.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Take care, bro.
Anytime.
Thank you, mate. Thanks again.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
That was Chris Hamrick. That was part 2 of Chris Hamrick. Holy shit, what a fucking night this has been. I know now I'm going to have to go. We're going to have to do a little recording before we actually put this out to give everyone the big disclaimer because there's so much shit on here. Yeah, so I don't know what to say, man. If you're watching this on Facebook, thank you. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. Like, subscribe, do all those things, especially if you're on Facebook. My God, if you're on Facebook, just keep liking our shit because we really do appreciate that.
We do. I mean, this one was wild, man. Like, but you know,
unbelievably wild. So much to unpack.
But you know, it's surely refreshing for people to sort of to hear this rather than the sort of cookie cutter,
the vanilla wrestling stuff. They'll
do you know
hear
what I mean? We are
podcasts.
not the vanilla wrestling podcast. We are rum and raisin, Gino Ginelli's. You know what I mean?
Oh, rum and raisin's dead, man.
Bruv, all right, fucking Tutti Frutti. You remember
we're the iron brew of the fucking wrestling podcast world. We are the premier wrestling podcast of Hertfordshire. If, of course, you are, we haven't done this for a while. If, of course, you are looking for a VPN, Surfshark VPN is the way to go. By using the code GRAPPLE, you get an extra 4 months free and something else that I can't remember now. So you get 16 months for the price of 12. I mean, protect your shit, protect your stuff online. Everyone's after your money. Everyone's after your, online profile. Protect it. Keep it safe wherever you are in the world by using Surfshark VPN, using the code GRAPPLE for the extra 4 months. So it's 16 months for the price of 12. We can't be any fairer than that. We plug in anything else, Chris?
No, and keep your search history to yourself. If you are going to be Googling conspiracy theories about Chris Benoit, you don't need your service provider to be looking at that. And just another disclaimer, I have never had sex with Alex Shane.
Of course, I can edit this bit out.
Yeah. Just to clarify, although Chris Hamrick does think that I've fucked Alex Shane, I never have had sex with Alex Shane.
No, just stole that book.
I did.
In that way, you did fuck him because you didn't pay for the book. So, yeah. What else are we talking about? Was there something else to plug? Yes, of course there is. There's the Fanatic shit. If you want WWE stuff, use the link in the description underneath this on something on YouTube or whatever. Like, get your WWE stuff. Chris, you're right. He's not okay.
I'm not okay, bro. I'm like, the way you just threw me under the bus there, just like, that fucking killed me. Like, fucking have that, you cunt. I love it. Wait, do you know what? This has been, in
so many ways.
Man, we're wild on this podcast at the best of times, but
yeah.
I can't remember having as much fun as tonight.
Well, no, I mean, we've had a lot of laughs tonight. It's probably as many laughs as when we did Marky Jobson and stuff. But
yeah,
I mean, the last time we were live with you guys, it wasn't as much fun for Chris because Spurs lost to Arsenal, so that happened.
Correct.
And we thank the 12,000 of you that tuned in for that. Good God, people, you must be sick to tune in to watch us two dickheads watch Game of Football. Shame on you all, but we love you all for it.
Not being funny, like fucking hell, like maybe that's something to think about at some point.
Yeah, we have to
like fuck, man, that was like but we even if we were going to watch a game as neutrals. I think we could probably watch the Man United versus Man City or your Liverpool Everton.
Another 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
I mean, we've just done it, so yeah.
100%, man. We could absolutely do that.
So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I mean, apart from, you know, doing the things that we already asked you about. Just like and subscribe. You know, check out the description for any extra links if you want some awesome Chat Grapple merch. We are gonna, like, you know, we pushed Redbubble, of course, but like we're gonna have to come up with some new ideas. I think there's an idea that we've already just spoken about before this for a new hoodie, like, you know, fresh. Let's keep it real, keep it new, keep it fresh. My God, what else do we have to add here?
I've never had sex with Alex Shane. That's another just
clip. Good. So, just for the record, Chris never had sex with Alex Shane, and he never stole that book.
I can hear the number 300 bus coming. I've just been thrown under. Yeah. No, I love it, mate. I couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, so good.
It's so good. You know, I mean, we love this podcast, and you know, we ain't never going to stop, and we will have Chris Hamrick on for a part 3. I think the issue with Chris is as well, like I think if he would have had, don't you think Chris would be a great, if he was watching sort of, if he was actually if he actually gave a fuck about the wrestling world and what was going on, he would have so much content to talk about on the podcast every week.
Yeah.
I think he would be doing fucking numbers, man.
Probably. But
you know,
it's up to him. That's his choice. Like, he's happy in his world, and you can't knock him for that.
He ain't going to be happy when I keep sending him wild shit from the wrestling world.
No.
Because I will be doing that.
That's a choice. Yeah, he's chosen to live with that, so he has to.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So for now,
yeah,
guys. Oh my God! Like I said, we can't love you guys enough for what you're doing right now with us, especially on Facebook. You know, that place has become a bit of a home for us right now. So, you know, we absolutely love you all for that. I'm JB. Next to me, the best Chris in all of wrestling podcasts. That's right. It's not Chris Hamrick. It's Chris fucking Dread. Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. You all matter. Take care. See you next time.
Peace.